What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 101, and in today's video, some more preview and prediction videos. I do love these. Today we look at college football. I have a entire playlist on my YouTube channel. All the teams have done. I am a gay too, unfortunately, and this is a little disclaimer here. I would not be gay for a team. I will do my best to get as many teams as possible. Is the reality is college football. There's so many teams in college football with the conference expansion. There's no way I could get to every team in every conference. Um, Ideally, I would love to do that. Prior to conference expansion, I was able to do that because conference was smaller. You knew the conferences, Big Ten East, Big Ten West, SEC East, SEC West. So you kind of knew who was in what division and conference. But now we go away with divisions and conference expanding. It's gonna be very hard to go to the Big Ten, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC. Okay, so maybe into 2026, I'll see if we can change things up a bit. But again, I'll get to my teams as I can. Unfortunately, like I said, there's tons of teams. It's impossible. It's in the off season, and I usually start these videos back in Memorial Day weekend, which I did. Okay, so I start these videos back in right around Memorial Day weekend, and go basically up just a week or usually a few days to a week prior to the season starts. Well, college football season in 2025 starts August 30th. I am hoping to get much videos done by August 22nd. That way, that gives me enough time to switch over, get ready for week one, week one, and get people prediction. And I usually go week one and week by week. Preview previous game and then recap the games. Usually on Sundays or Monday, depending on the time I have. But season is by the corner. Like I said, August 30th. Where is it? By this video coming out, it's probably going to be July. By the time this video comes out. It's right July. And we're less than a month. We're literally less than a month away from the college football season. Fall camp. We're less than 2 weeks then from fall camp. I believe media days is just right around the corner. So speaking of media days 2025 college football. Let's see. What is media days for 2025? We are coming around the corner. And we will meet coming up until end of July. So by the time this video comes out, we'll get ready for media days. And I like media days because we hear from the coaches, players, from all the members, so from the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC. So in the past, in my videos, I typically will go conference by conference. I go conference by conference, and I do the SEC media days in one video. I do the Big Ten one video. I do, and what I do is, because of media days, I'll explain to you how I do it when I get to media days. But by the time this video comes out, hoping by right around media days, by the video comes out, media days videos may be already uploaded. So go check that out. But if I try to get the video out by then, but media days is where you can say coaches and players can talk to and I get. So I'm curious to see what Maryland coach will say. As I go to prediction video, look at the schedule and see what the coaches say. Let's listen today. Today we're going to look at the Big Ten. To look at Maryland. Now Maryland has been the team in the Big Ten that tends to get overlooked. Okay, they kind of remind me a little bit of Missouri, of the SEC, a team that does well in most years. 8 wins, 9 wins. Sometimes you start off hovering in 6 wins, then 7 games, 8 wins, 9 wins. Rarely gets to 10, 11 wins, but usually when they 9-3, 8-4, 6-6, 7-5, usually is the expectation. Now there'll be some off years where they go 4-8, 5-7, 3-9, 2-10, 1-11, and 0-12. Those are like rare instances, but they happen. 4-8 and 5-7, that can happen. Time to time. We've seen teams, really good teams, go from 8-4 to the opposite 4-8 the next year, or go 5-7 one year and then completely turn around to 7-5. Also, I've seen teams go from 1-11 in Colorado to a 10 plus winning team. So you see a lot of turnovers at these coaching level at different programs throughout college football. But Maryland, like I said, is one of the teams in the Big Ten that gets overlooked. They look. This is a team that's a good football program that recruits well, gets good play, a lot of players from the transfer portal. But what makes Maryland separate from the other Big Ten teams is two things. One, Maryland once a year, once a while, you'll get a good Maryland team that's capable of beating Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. Now you're adding Oregon, another good team to the Big Ten. So Maryland, okay, now go for the hump. Maryland, once in a while, you'll see Maryland beat a team like Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon. Like, these are the type of teams that Maryland will beat once a year, and usually that one team once a year because they usually face a really big team once a year. And that's kind of what Maryland's story is. Lockley is a good coach. Don't get me wrong. All right, he's what he's done in Maryland is phenomenal. Now last year, the off year set, they went 4-8 last year. They were not a great team last year, and offensively they lost some players to the draft. And of course, every year the draft, but also lost a lot of players to the transfer portal. I think this past transfer portal was more was highest I think from Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. I read this stat somewhere, but Mike Lockley, what he's doing in Maryland, he's doing a good job. I don't know what Maryland needs to do if they want to go over the hump, but they need to do what? Something racially drastic, maybe recruiting, maybe. What I tell you what recruits well? Well, they usually recruit. Maryland has been recruiting usually in the top 30, right? When it comes to transfer portal, they're not great. They at times will become. They're not a top 10 team in the transfer portal. They're usually a top 30, top 40 type team when it comes to transfer portal. They gotta be lucky enough to get a really good player in the transfer portal. I think Mike Lockley, he's a good coach. He's doing what he can to help his team. And so they got 11 enrollees, right? Mainly 4 stars and then a bunch of 3 stars. 10 of the sign of 10. But when you look at this transfer portal, you'll look like, wow, 16 players. They usually typically get 16 to 20 players, usually other transfer portal. They start with Carlos Moore, the offensive tackle from Elon. Joel Stallings, defensive lineman from North Carolina. Gavin Edwards, the safety from Austin P. Cedric Smith, the defensive lineman from Alabama A&M. You get Jordan Scott, the wide receiver from Florida State. You get Ken Rice, the defensive lineman from Ohio. Richard Perry, offensive tackle from Central Connecticut State. You get D.D. Holmes, defensive lineman, Florida State. D.D. Holmes. Wow, what a name. Ian Thomas, defensive lineman from San Francisco, which is in Pennsylvania. Justin Martin, quarterback from UCLA. Javen James, offensive tackle from Akron. You get Deontay Jonah, corner from Arkansas State. Jim Glasgow, corner from Wake Forest. You get Dorian Fleming, the tight end from Georgia State. You get Jerry Lee Fogg, wide receiver from Oklahoma. Caleb Webbs, the wide receiver from Tennessee. The win total for for Maryland is over under 5.5. Let's take a look at the 2025 schedule. We'll go game by game, give it and lose it. Let's see. I'm going to take the over. I think this team is capable. I think we'll make a bowl game this year. That's the goal for Maryland, like many other teams, is to make a bowl game. So let's do this. School screenshot so over under is right now what we said 4.5. So let's put it here. Alright, so we'll start things up for the games. To start the season off with 3 non-con. First 3 non-con games are home. home against FAU, NIU, and Towson at home. Then coming into week 4, you go on the road conference game at Wisconsin. You get a bye week, your first bye week. Come if you bye, you get home against host Washington. Nebraska go on the road at USLA. Come here and head to your second bye week. Come after your second bye week. You got Indiana, host Indiana. Go on the road, get 2 back-to-back road games on the road against Rutgers, on the road Illinois, and then come home against Michigan before you play Michigan State in a neutral site game at Ford Field. My thoughts on the game with the bye weeks. The bye weeks are great. Right after the Wisconsin game, right before the Washington game and the Indiana game, and after the UCLA game, right after 2 road games, especially the UCLA game because that's on the West Coast. And come back home. I like that. And the 2 bye weeks perfectly before 2, usually before 2 big, either the road game, before big game. In this case, it's after a road game, and also gives the team any injuries you may have, and by we can maybe wrestle some players and get there. Well, good news for Maryland, they're going to start 3-0. You're going to beat your first 3 non-con opponents, and it's going to get tricky. This is maybe a slightly dangerous schedule for Maryland. You get on the road in Wisconsin, at Rutgers, at Illinois, home against Michigan, and you host Indiana. Now, this last stretch after the second bye week is what worries me the most. At least these 4 such games, of course. The road against USLA is on the road against Bowl Stadium. It's on the road, maybe for the environment. Could you trip up there, lose a game? It's possible. I just don't see it. You will beat Nebraska. You're going to beat USLA. And your bye week. Come off your bye week, you got a tough schedule. And I'm thinking you're going to lose 2 of the games. You're going to lose 2 of the 4 games. And possibly, you're going to lose 3 of the games. You're going to lose 4 of the games. Could you go 2-2? Possibly. We'll see. And you'll beat the Michigan State Spartans. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7-5. Bowl game and really good finisher for the 2025 season. Great start. My thoughts on the Maryland Temple-Niffs and Mike Lockley and company. I think they'll be a good team in 2025. We'll see how they can do. I've been a little hype. I've hyped Maryland before. Maybe this is the year they'll beat Michigan. This is the year they're gonna beat Ohio State. This is the year good. Well, any year if Maryland wants to beat one of these big top teams, this could be the year. Could they do it? The reason why I lose to Rutgers and like, wait, is it in Rutgers and Indiana really have great teams? Yeah, but also remember Indiana made the playoff. I don't know what Kurt Sernegi and company is going to do next year, but this seems like a game that Maryland loses to. I've seen Maryland lose to teams that they not supposed to lose, a game that they're really not supposed to lose to. And the Badgers usually beat Indiana. Now, that justifies the Indiana game. Now, the Rutgers game is on the road. Rutgers can, they're a good team. Under Greg Schiano, they can beat teams like that. Then they got at Illinois, a really good team in the Big Ten. It's on the road, and they got host Michigan, one of the best in the Big Ten, behind Ohio State. And so, that's my thoughts on the Maryland of the Big Ten. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button up. I Sports 1. Sign out. See you next video. Peace.